Most apocalypse movies give humanity hope through survivors, last-minute cures, or heroic sacrifices. These 15 films are different. They have the artistic courage to follow their premise to its logical, terrifying conclusion: complete human extinction. No heroes save the world, no one escapes, and hope dies with the last human being. 15. The Happening, 2008. M. Night Shyamalan's environmental thriller follows a mysterious neurotoxin that causes mass suicides across the northeastern United States.
She says everyone's dead outside.
Plants release airborne chemicals triggering humans to kill themselves in increasingly disturbing ways. Mark Wahlberg's science teacher flees with his family as the phenomenon spreads globally. The film's environmental message presents nature fighting back against human destruction through coordinated plant warfare. While the immediate crisis seems to end, the epilogue reveals the phenomenon beginning in Paris, implying worldwide spread. The final scene suggests this is just the beginning of humanity's systematic elimination by Earth's vegetation. 14. These Final Hours, 2013. This Australian production follows James struggling through humanity's final 12 hours after a massive asteroid strike in the North Atlantic.
What do I fucking say?
The impact has already occurred, and the global firestorm races toward Australia at 1,000 miles per hour, giving everyone exact knowledge of when they will die. Director Zach Hilditch creates uniquely intimate apocalypse by focusing on personal relationships rather than spectacular destruction. James abandons his plan for a final party to help a young girl find her father, discovering meaning in humanity's last moments. The film's inevitability creates genuine dread, as no scientist will save the day and no underground bunker offers protection. 13. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, 2012. Lorene Scafaria's romantic dramedy presents a gentler approach to extinction as an asteroid approaches Earth after humanity's final mission to stop it fails completely. Steve Carell's Dodge and Keira Knightley's Penny embark on a road trip during humanity's final weeks, seeking connection before inevitable death. The film explores how people face certain death through various coping mechanisms, while the approaching asteroid becomes inescapable background reality. Carell's understated performance anchors the emotional journey from despair to acceptance, finding love within hopelessness. The ending provides no last-minute salvation as the asteroid hits exactly as predicted. Dodge and Penny find peace in each other's arms as humanity ends completely. 12. The Mist, 2007. Frank Darabont's adaptation of Stephen King's novella delivers cinema's most shocking and hopeless ending. When a military experiment opens dimensional rifts, cosmic horror creatures invade Earth through supernatural mist that spreads globally, making human survival impossible. Thomas Jane's David Drayton leads survivors trapped in a supermarket as increasingly dangerous creatures hunt humans systematically. The creatures range from flying insects to tentacled giants, representing Lovecraftian cosmic horror that dwarfs human comprehension and resistance. Darabont's ending surpasses King's original story when David's group runs out of gas while fleeing. They choose suicide over being eaten alive, with David shooting his companions, including his young son. 11. Melancholia, 2011. Lars von Trier's apocalyptic masterpiece uses planetary collision as metaphor for depression and existential despair.
Justine and Mike.
Never seen you look so happy.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Kirsten Dunst's Justine suffers severe depression, while her sister Claire, played by Charlotte Gainsbourg, tries maintaining normalcy as rogue planet Melancholia approaches Earth on collision course. The film's scientific subplot initially suggests Melancholia will pass safely, but Justine intuitively knows better. Her depression grants accurate perception of approaching doom, while others cling to false hope and scientific reassurance that proves completely wrong. 10. Don't Look Up, 2021. Adam McKay's satirical allegory uses comet impact to critique climate change denial and political inaction.
Oh my God!
What?
That's the comet!
What? Where? Where?
Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence play astronomers discovering a planet-killing comet but struggling to convince politicians and media to take the existential threat seriously despite clear scientific evidence. The film's genius lies in making absurd political responses feel authentic through accurate portrayal of modern media dysfunction and governmental incompetence. The comet becomes obvious metaphor for climate change, with similar patterns of denial, distraction, and corporate interference preventing effective action despite overwhelming scientific consensus. 9. Night of the Living Dead, 1968. George Romero's revolutionary zombie film ends with humanity's apparent defeat as the undead overrun civilization globally.
I ran, and Johnny didn't come.
Ben, played by Dwayne Jones, survives the farmhouse siege only to be shot by a militia who mistake him for a zombie in the film's bitter conclusion. The film's true horror lies not in zombies but in humanity's complete failure to coordinate effective response. News broadcasts throughout show society collapsing as authorities prove incompetent and panic spreads faster than infection. The creatures continue multiplying while human survivors kill each other through fear, racism, and poor decision-making rather than cooperation. The militia's systematic execution of both zombies and humans indicates civilization has already ended completely. 8. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. Philip Kaufman's masterful remake updates Cold War paranoia for the post-Watergate era. Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams discover alien pods replacing humans with emotionless duplicates throughout San Francisco, eventually spreading globally without any possible resistance or escape. The film's exploration of conformity and loss of individuality creates mounting paranoia through subtle character changes and atmospheric tension. The aliens don't invade through spectacular battle, but through gradual replacement that mirrors technological dehumanization concerns. Kaufman builds dread through careful observation as trusted friends become alien enemies systematically. 7. The Road, 2009. John Hillcoat's adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's novel follows a father and son traveling through post-apocalyptic America after an unnamed catastrophe destroyed most life on Earth. Viggo Mortensen and Cody Smith-McPhee deliver heartbreaking performances as humanity slowly goes extinct through starvation and violence. The film's power comes from realistic portrayal of ecological collapse without naming specific disaster. Dead trees, gray skies, and absent wildlife suggest global environmental catastrophe that ended food production permanently. The father's deteriorating health parallels humanity's slow extinction as survivors gradually starve or resort to cannibalism for temporary survival. The ending offers ambiguous hope as the boy joins another family after his father's death, but larger context suggests inevitable human extinction. 6. On the Beach, 1959. Stanley Kramer's adaptation of Nevil Shute's novel follows survivors in Australia after nuclear war contaminated the Northern Hemisphere. Gregory Peck's submarine commander leads the last American vessel to Australia. Where residents await radioactive winds that will complete humanity's extinction within months. The film's power comes from matter-of-fact acceptance of inevitable death as characters continue normal activities while knowing they have limited time remaining. The approaching radiation becomes inescapable countdown that cannot be stopped or avoided through any human effort. Peck's submarine voyage north to investigate radio signals provides brief hope before revealing only automated equipment broadcasting to nobody. 5. Miracle Mile, 1988. Steve DeJarnat's real-time thriller follows Anthony Edwards' Harry Washello, who accidentally receives a phone call warning that nuclear missiles will hit Los Angeles in 70 minutes.
It's happening. I can't believe it, but we're locked into it. 50 minutes and counting. Christ, it is getting...
The film unfolds in actual real time as panic spreads and civilization rapidly collapses under approaching annihilation. The movie's genius lies in ambiguity about whether the warning is genuine until mushroom clouds appear on the horizon, confirming global nuclear exchange. Edwards delivers frantic performance as ordinary man thrust into extraordinary circumstances, racing against time to find his girlfriend while society dissolves. 4. Dr. Strangelove, 1964. Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece of black comedy follows nuclear chain reaction triggered by a rogue general's first strike against the Soviet Union. Peter Sellers' multiple performances guide audiences through escalating crisis, as incompetent leaders doom humanity through pride, paranoia, and mechanical thinking about warfare. The film's genius lies in making nuclear annihilation absurdly funny, while highlighting real dangers of Cold War brinkmanship and automated warfare systems. Sellers' Dr. Strangelove provides memorable enthusiasm for nuclear war and post-apocalyptic survival plans. The doomsday device concept represents deterrence theory's logical endpoint, a Soviet system automatically triggering global nuclear winter if their country faces attack. Once activated, no human agency can prevent total extinction regardless of political will or diplomatic efforts. 3. The Day the Earth Caught Fire, 1961. Val Guest's British sci-fi thriller presents nuclear bomb tests, knocking Earth toward the sun through simultaneous American and Soviet detonations. The planet begins heating catastrophically as London journalists investigate the cover-up, while temperatures rise globally and weather patterns collapse completely. Edward Judd and Janet Monroe deliver compelling performances as reporters uncovering governmental conspiracy while facing planetary extinction. The film's realistic approach to nuclear consequences and climate change feels remarkably prescient for 1961, predicting environmental catastrophe through military testing. Arthur Christensen's newspaper editor provides authentic Fleet Street atmosphere as journalists struggle to report truth while civilization crumbles around them. The climax shows desperate attempt to correct Earth's orbit through additional nuclear explosions, but the ending remains ambiguous about success or failure. 2. Threads, 1984. Mick Jackson's devastating BBC docudrama presents the most realistic depiction of nuclear war aftermath ever filmed. The movie follows survivors through decades after nuclear exchange between NATO and Warsaw Pact nations, showing civilization's complete breakdown and humanity's reduction to medieval barbarism permanently. Karen Meager and Rhys Dinsdale anchor the human story as ordinary people facing nuclear war's reality in Sheffield. The film's documentary approach creates authentic atmosphere through careful research and consultation with nuclear warfare experts about realistic consequences. The initial nuclear exchange destroys infrastructure completely, but the real horror begins afterward as survivors face radiation, starvation, disease, and social breakdown that never ends. Decades later, humanity exists in permanent dark age with language degraded, education eliminated, and technology lost forever. Children born after the war display severe developmental problems, while society regresses to subsistence farming and tribal violence. 1. When Worlds Collide, 1951. Rudolph Mattei's adaptation of Philip Wiley's novel presents Earth-facing collision with rogue star Bellis.
Conflicts pale before this threat from another world. If you wait until the danger is visible to the naked eye, it will be too late to escape.
While small group attempts escape to planet Zyra. The film follows desperate construction of Space Ark as Earth approaches complete destruction with only tiny fraction of humanity surviving. Richard Dare and Barbara Rush anchor the human drama as scientists race against time while facing inevitable planetary destruction. The film's special effects, though dated, effectively convey cosmic scale of approaching catastrophe that dwarfs human civilization completely. These fearless films prove that cinema was once brave enough to end humanity completely. Each followed its premise to the darkest possible conclusion without false hope or last-minute salvation. Which extinction scenario haunts you most? Subscribe for more apocalyptic cinema analysis.